All right. Now that we had that conversation.
I'm on point 4 of my real life exhaustion at the moment. I'm about to die.
That's fine.
No dying for anyone.
Death shall come upon us all. So
I look forward to death, so...
So the boat to Bogardan is not a difficult travel. As I said, it's only a couple of weeks travel, and most of you settle in pretty well. Catherine, it's definitely different from you being a passenger rather than being, like, working on the crew.
Yeah.
Because really your job is just to kind of hang around with Nim. That's all your jobs are. Nim himself seems to take it as... actually seems to be relatively friendly. All of you kind of get the sense that rather than being, like, probably a genial, friendly person himself, he knows how to say the right thing to a person. So
he's a sweet talker.
He's a sweet talker. So he can kind of, like, go up to people and kind of become friends with him and get what he wants. Like, you saw that he made a good impression on the cook. And then the cook also then makes some kind of, like, little special meals then when he asks for them. He made a good impression on the captain and borrowed a number of books so that he didn't have to buy any books and bring them with him on the trip. Things like that.
Seems familiar, Max.
Sure does.
I think Kazran, despite not having to, occasionally just uses mending on parts of the ship that seem rough.
Again, like, you are vaguely familiar with this type of ship. It's definitely one that you have seen back in the docks of Shiv, similar ships. Right.
Don't die.
Just had a little bit of nose blowing there. I have orange juice and halls to keep me from coughing. For at least this last part here, hopefully.
You want an inhaler? No.
You want to hit?
I'm just glad.
You want to hit him his drugs?
I'm just glad, like, I've got, like, right in here had been really sore because my lungs were sore for a while, and that's feeling better now. It's sore still, but it's not nearly as bad as it was.
I've been there.
So, anyway, and of course the days will pass by, and you'll have your normal kind of just figuring out stuff to do on the ship. And eventually, though, you will set sight on Bogardan. Bogardan actually reminds you, Kazran, of home to a degree. It is another
no.
I know.
This is great for me, not for most of you.
Yeah, Bogardan is one of the Burning Isles, so yes.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, that does not sound pleasant.
Yeah. It's riddled with volcanoes. There's a lot of cinders in the air. Like, you'll notice as you're coming in, the night sky glows with a dull red in the area of it.
Is that an active volcano?
Bogardan has many active volcanoes at all times. Have you ever been to Shiv? That place is on fire constantly also.
It's true. Terrible. I love it.
I guess it keeps you warm.
My complexion doesn't seem so, wouldn't be so well in a hot area.
It's fine.
I like the
You
mountain,
might bleach a little.
Yeah.
but I don't like the red and the smoke and the heat. If
You
could
get
tone
used to
down,
it.
if you could tone that down a bit, I'd like it here.
Yeah, it's fine. It's going to be beautiful.
I don't. Oh.
Suddenly, Wintress is on fire.
Oh no! Throw her overboard.
Oh, that was scary.
Nim, have you been to Shiv or here before? Nim?
Nim.
Nim.
So, It has been some time since I've been to Bogardan, but, that's why we were here, for some reasons. But, no, yes, I have been here before. The place we are going to, I haven't even been. See, we're going to be going down the, as you can see the small port here, there's the river. We're going to be following that inland to another small settlement. It's actually where our goal is. It'll be a little farther up the, area there. As I said, though, we will be having to deal with a, dragon, most likely.
Shit.
A dragon?
I'm just gonna look at you for a second and push up on your jaw. I think it might have come this again.
That's the one scaly thing I'm not very good at tracking.
If you listen, you do
What
not
about-
need to track a dragon. If there is one in the area, you will know.
What about Carrie?
Yeah.
Can you track him? Alright, yeah. Kazaran,
I
not Carrie.
Could probably follow him
Kazaran.
around the world. If
I
you
meant
wanted.
Kazaran. Could you track Kazaran?
Oh.
Kinda scaly.
You probably can. I tend to leave some fire behind me as well.
I could probably smell him.
Probably not so well in this area.
That's true.
Yeah, it kind of does smell like him.
This
Like,
is
I
what
don't know
home-
how he smells of soot and fire when we were on a boat for weeks, but
It just hangs around. It's fine. It will be fine. I think we should continue onward, unless no one else has anything else. You good?
lead on, oh mighty Nim.
Ah, yes. Well, the boat will get in and leave you into a small dock town that seems more akin to the dock town that you saw where the Minotaurs were. That it's a much smaller kind of town. It feels like there does seem to be a lot of business here in comparison to there. That seemed to be like a small town with not a lot of business. This is a small town with a lot of business. Like, there's a lot of people coming in docks, things being shipped in and out to other areas of the country. It just seems as though there isn't a lot to Bogardan. For those of you that know a little bit about it, there's a lot of nomads, very primitive cultures tend to be in a lot of Bogardan. The majority of the civilizations along these couple of canyon rivers, including this one, where you do get some reasonable individuals.
What
Some.
races are normally here?
Well,
Dragons?
there are some humans. Phoenixes, dragons,
Dragons.
Goblins.
elementals,
I'm sure ice elementals, right?
various types of beasts.
Dragons.
I mean, the
Wyverns.
hellkites of Bogardan. That's a type of dragons that they are. Hellkites.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny dragons. AK lizards.
There are probably fire-based lizards that live here. Just one of those things. Mm-hmm. But as I said, there are some number of humans that make their way here. Many of them are in very savage cultures. The few that seem to make up some kind of civilization are very far and few between the two that exist. So,
So what are we actually seeking here?
well, an old friend of mine has taken up residence in a small town not far from here. It's a, well... we're going to be going towards a mountain here. Mount Red Rock. That's its loose translation from its native tongue. Anyway.
Are we talking an actual mountain or like one of the fiery ones?
It is a volcano. There's a small town who's known as Red Rock. It's under the charge of a certain draconian creature that we'll have to meet with in order to gain entry.
Oh.
And I have to deal with a dragon.
Just to
As
let you
my
know,
farm.
Rovin, Heart of the Volcano, is a very dangerous dragon to talk to if we're not careful. He's very ancient. It is said that in the time immemorial, in the old times, when Bogardan and Orborg were at war, he was one of the dragons that led the armies against the Lich Niveneral.
Well,
Holy.
shit.
I hide behind Claude.
This was, of course, probably about. This was, of course, maybe 1,000 years ago. But many things have, of course, happened since then.
That's an old man.
Maybe he mellowed out in his old age.
I don't think dragons mellow.
They do not.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
The good news is that we've met before.
Okay, this is
So we let you do the talking. And we shut up.
Well, it's at least a good idea for you to shut up, Goodberry.
I'm trying to learn, Carrie. I'm trying
know
to
you are.
improve
You're
myself,
great,
Carrie.
Seems to be a good idea most of the time. No offense.
Well, there's a little bit of a snag in this entire thing now. It's not necessarily a deadly snag, but it's still a snag.
You didn't leave a good impression.
Good and bad is a quite subjective term.
Did you steal
In his
from the
opinion.
dragon?
I did not steal anything particular from a dragon.
Did you borrow something from his nest?
No. Oh, in a way,
Did you take
yes.
an egg?
Oh, no. She was fully hatched.
You took a child.
She came along willingly.
Oh, we are going to
You
bed.
kidnapped a dragon?
No,
Baby.
traveled with a young adult dragon for a time period. She was quite nice. I believe
is
if
she?
our species were any different, we would have maybe had a relationship. But it's physically kind of impossible. That thing. I hear there's some strange
Where is
magics
the
out
dragon?
there. But I was not much for it. We were very platonic friends
You
because of that.
romanced
Where-
his daughter.
Where is the dragon now?
Oh, we parted ways a couple, 500 years ago.
Oh,
She
good.
found a nice Shivan dragon to settle down with.
That makes things worse.
I don't think Mama's gonna be happy to see you.
It's Daddy.
Or
Daddy.
Sorry.
So it's even worse then.
Well,
The
does he
the good
know?
the good news is dragons are notoriously at being parents.
Does he know
I-
that you left with the daughter?
I am unsure.
Oh,
You should try not to steal another daughter this time.
If there's another one that wants to travel with me, I'm not going to say no.
No, you are going to say no because our lives depend on this.
If you say no, we're all good. With the rest of us, will say no. I am from Shiv. I don't want to travel with a dragon. I will be eaten, and I do not want this.
We might have to hide Kaz from the big boy dragon.
Look, Cheriday only ate goats, sheep, and deer. She was a very nice dragon.
What does the
What
father
about-
eat?
Yes. What about the father?
I believe the smaller, and by smaller I mean like the horse-sized lizards that tend to breathe fire and trunch around the place. He is the patron of
Should we
the...
find Kaz?
Because Red Rock is sort of his lair, and the people beneath it are under his care, they tend to stay safe.
Yes, but we're not under his care.
No.
Look, they do have this entire thing of occasionally offering sacrifice to the volcano, but
This is terrible.
the fortunate thing is, in recent years, in about the last 100 years, they've moved away from sacrificing intelligent people, at least.
Oh, hey. I hate this. Don't get me wrong, I'm very intelligent, but I hate this.
Strangers can now enter parts of Bogardan without worrying about being sacrificed to the volcano. Parts of it.
How lovely.
Mr. Nim,
Yes.
what is our likelihood of success?
I would give us a 80% chance of having nothing wrong go on.
And how bad would the 20%?
Yeah.
15% we probably will live.
5% we are eaten by a dragon.
Or sacrificed? He didn't say they totally stop.
Or we could encounter giant fire-breathing lizards that aren't dragons, and they could eat us along the way.
They will die. They will die. The dragon
Kaz
is the bigger
can blow
threat.
them up.
I'm resistant to fire.
Very.
Glad one of us is.
Yes. That's useful.
I have a turret which will protect.
But your turret shoots fire.
I have more than the one turret. The other turret does not shoot fire.
We are
Does any of them shoot water?
contracted
I
to
have
protect you,
no one.
and you have your own thing going on. So, at most, we just have to follow you. We can't stop you. So, I'll shut my mouth and stand there and look pretty for you, Mr. Nim. Don't worry, Mr. Nim. I won't fail you, Mr. President Nim.
It is unfortunate that our two most charismatic party members seem terrified of dragon.
Not terrified, just not fond of the premise of meeting one that might be very angry.
Sure.
Creatures that live a long life tend to have a long memory.
Haven't both of you lived a long time?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have long memories?
Yes.
Yes.
Many
Maybe?
people prefer to forget.
Actually, wait. Yeah, I don't actually know.
You're like, probably?
I don't remember.
At least things I don't want to remember.
Right. Just gonna like shove it away.
So what's our plan here? Are we like just going and talking to him and saying, hey, can we enter? And if he says no, then run away?
Can we fireproof ourselves somehow?
I'm already fireproof.
Well,
Well,
The rest of us, I think he means. We all don't have your
ourselves
talents.
in oil and look like a tasty snack if we do end up
Covering
having-
yourself in oil in a fiery place
I can
does
fireproof
not
myself.
sound like a good idea.
I can fireproof myself. I cannot fireproof anyone.
How can you fireproof yourself?
Absorb
He's a
elements.
goblin.
Goblins can just do that?
I have a spell.
Oh.
Yes.
Maybe we should research something in the town to see if there's like a potion that prevents us from igniting.
The potion is called water.
We are going to be next to a river.
Oh, I feel like a little better.
What is your take, Mr. Gold? What are we going to do? You are, by all means and purposes, our leader.
Look,
Who's that directed to?
Nim.
Look, my basic plan, regardless of whether you would join me or not, was to head to the city and see if I could get my meeting. Look, I'm trying to meet an old friend. I have to talk to her about some things that happened with her sister, who I can actually might be able to help you. You said you were interested in the Talarian Academy, yes?
Yes.
Well, her sister happens to be one of the Master Wizards at the Talaria West Academy.
What do you have to tell her about the system?
Oh, nothing major. It's just that last time I had met, we had been on one of the other Talarian academies about a year ago, and she said that unfortunately she didn't have a chance to head home, and I had to tell her some things. Look, it's really some private material that I wanted to spread, and it's an old favor for an old friend, kind of thing.
Did you sleep with the sister?
No.
I'm gonna have to insight check that.
I had slept with their mother, but that was before they were born. They aren't mine. They aren't mine.
It's believable.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
He seems truthful.
Okay.
They don't know about that, though, and I don't think to mention that to them directly. Please, just let's stick away from that one.
No, I don't think I would tell anyone that you slept with their mother.
Look, Elf, we live a very long time. We have many...
You didn't sleep with the dragon's mother as well, did you?
I didn't sleep with the dragon.
You wanted to.
No.
You admitted it, Nim.
You did.
No. I said we had a platonic relationship.
You
But
said
you
if the
wanted it
races
to
were
be
different. Yes.
We caught him red-handed,
Look,
boys.
it's fine.
Nim sounding like Tantus every second.
Let's just go get ourselves killed.
I don't want to die, but I will eventually. I've lived longer than a lot of goblins.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can. So,
You'll die eventually.
Someone will burn your
here's
corpse eventually.
hoping.
I think no one's tried fire on you yet.
Has anyone tried fire on you yet?
Do you want me to try fire on you?
I've been through many things.
Is fire one of them?
He does have the oil. We could spit
Yes,
roast
I've
you.
been through fire. I've been through much worse than fire.
Have you been through lava?
Tried religion.
Have you been sacrificed to the volcano?
Oh yeah, let's try it. You could try and sacrifice yourself to the volcano.
Yeah, sacrifice yourself to the
I
dragon.
prefer
as
to
a...
die in a non-painful way, thank you.
Oh, bad news about the world you
I mean,
live in,
how
my
else
friend.
are you gonna die? It's not painful. In your sleep, you don't sleep.
I do sleep.
I mean, he
He does.
does.
You've seen me sleep.
I haven't.
I just thought you fake sleep like he's fake sleep.
How
Like
dare
he
you.
just
Is he in a big
stares.
sleep? I think he just stares at us.
You don't need to sleep? Fascinating.
Yeah.
Remember Ixnay on the Eep Sleigh.
Oh, Nim is still here. Ventress talks, says to herself,
Nim, I have insomnia, I'll be honest.
"Hi, Nim.
He's
Yes,
had
I
it
do.
for a very long
Let's go.
time.
Do you need to
Let's go
sleep?
and get this bread, Nim. Okay?
Do we have any bread? I'm kind of hungry.
No, but I want some.
Oh, I have fishing gear. I will fish.
So,
You'll
that
fish for
person in
bread?
town that you want to
I
meet.
do hear there's
shall
some
we?
great fish within this, within the river. They've got almost like a natural spice to them.
Oh, I will fish.
Is the river boiling?
No?
If
All
we
right.
catch
Not,
some of
not normally.
Well, we'll test it first. We'll swim the berry.
If there's a volcano going off and, causing water to heat up, then there will be some kind of result. As long as there's currently not a volcano in the area going off.
Mr.
Well, what are the
Otherwise,
ones
the
that
fish
go
would
over
cook themselves.
Exactly. That's why the chasms tend not to get lava or volcanic material into them.
Mr.
Hence why
Nim,
people tend to live in them. Yes.
Are you gonna bring gifts to the dragon that you stole the daughter from?
Oh, he's gonna check around. He's gonna reach into a bag and he'll pull out like, aha! I have this, this golden chalice.
Is that enough for a dragon that you stole the daughter from?
Probably. That was a
Does
great
it-
idea. Gift, excellent.
I can make
That
it.
wasn't one
Daughters
of
are
your first
apparently
thoughts?
cheap.
I can make it glow.
It's not gonna impress a dragon.
I can make it sing.
That's not gonna impress a dragon.
I can make it sing.
No, I mean
I can make all of you sing.
I can enchant the chalice to sing.
That's
Well, why don't we just,
smoke leaf.
why don't we just, we'll try this out, and we'll try our words, and we'll see, how well things go.
Can you just try not to seduce anything?
I don't normally seduce things. Jeez, you have, like, one girlfriend every, 50 years, and people complain to you just because you learn about 2 of them at one time.
How many girlfriends? That?
So you admit the dragon was a girlfriend.
Ah! We got you.
Caught him. Just straight up caught him.
Red-handed.
Probably literally.
Well,
Look,
I'm going
red
to-
and green mana do get along very closely.
I'm going to fish.
I'm going to swim.
The water is actually surprisingly warm, and has a little bit of I'd say a little bit of a kind of acridness to it that almost reminds you, a little bit of that acridness of salt water, except it's not salty. There's other kinds of minerals in the water.
Sulfur water.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit of
Sulfuric
sulfur.
acid.
Yeah. Not enough
Oh,
not enough to be dangerous to anything, but definitely enough to you can tell there's volcanic activity somewhere upriver.
It's demon water.
And I don't think
Well,
it's
it's not
surprising that
water,
it's
it's
warm.
Demon water.
Can you make I guess some, I don't know what check. Just roll a d20, Kazran. Just roll a d20.
I mean,
Just roll a check.
Just roll it.
nature or survival.
Oh, it's just
Survival.
survival. That's it. Yeah, survival for fishing. Okay. I just couldn't think of something off the top of my head.
Nah, I'm not catching it.
Yeah, you're not catching a fish.
might-
I try to
accidentally
catch
caught.
fish while I swim.
Yeah.
I'm distracted by.
What, do you want to wrestle a fish?
Yes!
Okay, make a survival check and a athletics check. Both of those.
I think her
I do need an acrobatics check or athletics
You mean
check
athletics?
too. Yeah, athletics check
I
too.
think her splashing has scared.
Oh
And she shouted again.
Guys, can I try to catch a fish?
I think she scared them all
Sure.
away.
Survival with disadvantage.
All right. Well, wait. I want to try like a flourish for catching the fish.
Yeah, there's
I want to.
There's a carry making like she's in the shallows, you know, like just struggling to like swim.
I'm going to try to use Mage Hand to catch a fish.
Oh, that's smart.
Fish are much heavier than 5 pounds, my dude, but good luck.
I'm going for a smaller one.
Both of you give me survival disadvantage. I don't care what you do, it's just survival disadvantage. We'll see how this works.
All right, let me
Go
try
for
as
the best
well.
one.
Yeah.
I will throw a rope.
Oh, I got the polar opposites, man.
Now, it's not a nat one.
No,
This is
we rolled a
wild.
2.
We rolled a 2 and a 20. 2 and 20. The only one that
Nice.
catches anything is Joe. You do manage to catch like a couple tiny fish, which are like, you know, like
Like sardines.
yeah, they're
They might have been the goldfish that Carrie ate a few weeks ago.
I found a few that she did scare off.
I am tossing a rope to carry him so the carry him does not drown.
yes. You could drag her to shore.
I bet if she just sat down more, she'd be fine.
Anyway,
Oh god, this is men in tights.
that's what I was imagining.
Drowning!
He's drowning. Like this was like you're in probably in the towards the end of the river where it gets a lot more open. The water's a lot slower. It's getting into the more brackish water. You're attempting to swim at shore where there's still some of this kind of blackish red volcanic sand on the beach.
I dropped the... Once you're done pulling Carrie back to land, I drop the fish in your hand.
Can I ask
I
Mr.
devour it.
Nim something?
Okay. It's pretty good.
Great.
Mr. Nim?
You don't think this is the spicy brand, but it's a pretty good fish.
Spicy brands.
If you want to inquire with Nim, he'll be he'll just let you know that he doesn't think that's the type of fish he had heard about.
Too late, I already ate it.
That was just more general fish type.
And I think Winchester has a question.
Go ahead.
After what you just witnessed, why are we your bodyguards?
We're good at fighting.
Honestly, all of you are really entertaining.
This is true. I haven't even done anything particularly entertaining yet.
So you keep us around for company? Are we gonna be your next girlfriend?
All of us?
I am no one's girlfriend. I mean, have you know?
I have to say, Min, you're not my type. I'm flat.
I currently don't have the right equipment to be a girlfriend.
If we're looking to have a very platonic relationship, then sure. But otherwise, I think we'll just be
The same platonic
employee-
relationship with your dragon friend?
That was platonic because it had to be platonic.
Anyway, Carrie, no more swimming for you.
I don't think Carrie and Water get along. I don't think she knows how to swim. I think they need a teacher.
For some type of hero. I can swim.
Well, let's move in closer into town and take care of all our stuff, and then head for Red Rock.
Yes.
And we'll do that next time.
Woo!
Yay!
You're gonna go meet a dragon next time.
I'm scared.
Yay.
We're gonna keep teasing Nim next time.
Because
Nim.
he dated the dragon's daughter.
and took her with him.
Yeah.
Stop seducing.
I like Nim. Nim's good. I wasn't sure about Nim in the beginning, but I like Nim.
Nim's gonna get us in lots of trouble.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why he wants bodyguard. Because every male we meet is going to want to kill him.
Listen, to be fair, we already have gotten ourselves in a lot of trouble.
How old
Yeah,
is...
Kara's being
You got us in a lot of trouble.
Nim has been exiled from Llanowar for quite some time.
About every 50 years, so that's a lot of fucking.
He did say like 500 years ago, so that's at least 10.
Yeah. Ouch.
He was probably not home when a lot of bad stuff happened around the world. Mm-hmm.
Oh god, he's been around so long, but he just missed every major event.
He was
Yeah,
just in
he
very
was out
safe
fucking-
places at the time.
Who's
Like-
out fucking-
Like the Phyrexian invasion, there are a couple of places that were relatively unstaved. He just happened to be at some of them.
He strategically retreated.
Uh-huh. Or he just knew the right people.
Yeah. He knew a lot of right people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some not so right dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Or very right, depending on how you look at it.
Well, since they couldn't actually be together in that way.
Can't dragons take on a human form?
Some. Dragons that learn magic, especially in Magic the Gathering, in like the planes. Yeah. Very few dragons have the ability to shape shift, and most of the time, when they do have that form, yeah, D&D dragons tend to have that. Magic dragons, very few do, and they don't tend to do that.
Yeah, like Niv Mizzet probably does, but fuck if Niv Mizzet is going to turn into a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Nico Bolas probably did it a couple of times just to trick and dick with people.
Yeah, fuck that asshole.
Yeah.
I have his card, but fuck that asshole.
Yeah, he's pretty awful.
Dang.
I mean, his brother's not so bad, but his brother's like a ghost dragon, so...
Spooky.
Did Nicholas Bolas kill his brother?
He did kill his brother. Nico Bolas did kill his brother. But then his brother came back and imprisoned him for all eternity, because now he's just trapped for all eternity. So no one has to worry about Nico Bolas, because his brother's hanging out with him in some kind of astral jail for all time.
Ghost jail.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ghost jail. Ghost jail for the not ghost man.
Jail.
Mm-hmm. But that's what happens when you're a planeswalker dragon, which means you're akin to a god.
Yay!
Which there actually are gods, but that's another entire thing in this entire thing. Fortunately,
is Sarah a god?
Sarah was a planeswalker. She died awfully.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Sarah.
Yeah. She actually had her own demi plane she had created. She got murdered by Phyrexians who invaded it, and then another planeswalker, Urza, used that as an opportunity to collapse the plane into a powerful artifact in order to try to use it to destroy the Phyrexians in the end.
I hate when people collapse my plane.
Yeah, most of the angels were murdered. A good chunk of them came to Dominaria and formed the Church of Sarah.
Yeah.
Still believing that their planeswalker creator is still alive in some kind of god form. But there are a couple planes that have actual gods in them. They're like manifestations of the energy of the plane and the worship of the people. They're pleasant. Anyway, that's your little magic lore for today. Doesn't help Dominaria. Dominaria, fortunately, doesn't have anything to do with that. Though, you could always go visit another plane while you're in Bogardan. There's portals to Wildfire here.
Can we go to Ravnica?
No, only Wildfire. There's some naturally occurring portals to Wildfire in Bogardan and a couple other places in Dominaria and a couple other places in some other planes. It's weird. Wildfire is basically like Magic's version of the elemental plane of fire, think of it as.
That's what I was thinking. I don't think we want to visit that.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
I really like this session.
Yes.
I feel like I'm on 0.5 of my exhaustion, so I'm gonna go die now.
Yeah, one more you did.
Yeah. So, I will give the kind of outros. Let's do our... In the man order, we'll start with Wintress.
Hi, I'm Wintress. Lindsay. Yes, I'm Lindsay.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay.
Nice.
Claude, Joe.
I'm Joe. You'll find me here on Tantus's channel. I'll see everyone Saturday for discussing tabletop. Then next Thursday for more Wrath, and then the following Sunday for more grinding gears, and see what shenanigans they get into back in town now.
Yeah. Hey, Lee.
Hey, that's me. Hey guys, I'm just Lee Belmont, your noble vampire hunter. I do a lot of retro game streams. I do a whole lot of speedruns. I'm trying to do like one goal where I'm trying to learn like 100 different games. I'm already halfway there. So if you're into a chill streamer who's still somewhat entertaining, despite him being exhausted, find me on Twitch.
Fish.
Hi, I'm Fish. I'm very sick. I'm kind of tired. You can find me at Fish Harlan anywhere, pretty much.
And Mads.
Me! I'm here!
And I'm Dennis Dracovin. You can find me here pretty daily. I should be actually doing some streaming tomorrow, morning and evening, or during the day, during the evening too. I think I'm well enough to get a little bit of 7 days in during the day and the group at night, discussing tabletop on Saturday, and then I don't know if anything else on Sunday. We'll lay that up in the air. And then I hopefully will be back to a little bit better normal schedule next week, and I will feel better. We'll find out.
Hopefully.
And then RPG schedule should be back to normal sort of next week anyway. But hey, thanks for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I hope you enjoyed it, and you join us next week. So, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.